Welcome to our little podcast, Hollywood Cats, a podcast about cat stories, cat care tips, and just a fun time to chat about cats. Hollywood Cats is hosted by Holly Meowie, president of the LA Cat Club, a not-for-profit cat rescue. Hollywood Cats is also hosted by Mark Rawlings, fellow cat lover and cat daddy, keeping the dream alive, talking about cats. And now, from the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, here are Holly and Mark, your Hollywood Cats.
Hello, it is time for our Hollywood Cats podcast. It's just one little spot in the week where we get together and we talk about our favorite thing in the whole wide world. Well, at least Holly and my favorite thing. And I assume if you're listening, you too. Cats. Cats. Meow. Yeah, right?
That's right. Grr, baby, grr.
Let's get a meow out of you there,
and
okay?
A meow
okay.
And a hiss.
All right, we got her back. Let's go. Today we're going to start on our Hollywood Cats podcast about these crazy places where you drive through. And in fact, I think there's one in San Diego, California, and other places. But
you mean the Wild Animal Park?
Yeah, where you drive through and the animals. But in the United States, we have laws and we have insurance and we have liability. So it's a little bit different here.
Correct.
But you go to some of these other countries, and that's not necessarily the case. I was in Thailand, and I'm literally in a lion's cage, petting a lion, that's 5 times larger than I am.
Wow.
And I've seen that in Mexico. But in Crimea, in the Ukraine, the inevitable happened. Open air, kind of like the vehicle these people are riding, and looks like an oversized golf cart. So
yes,
no doors, so just great for a lion to jump right in with you.
And that's just what happened.
Fantastic.
You know, Leo. I mean, let's just get it right. Leos are the most lovable animals on the planet
Until they eat you.
Well, and the zodiac sign Leos.
Yeah, well, that's what we
We're
both
Leos.
are, by the way. Yeah, biased as could be, but this happened, and the pictures are fantastic. It's like you don't know what to think. You're like, wow, you come there to see the animals, but you didn't know you're going to be seeing them on your lap, right?
The lion literally climbs into the vehicle, and it wants petties.
Yeah, he wants a big pet, wants to purr.
Yeah, and he's not aggressive whatsoever. He's like happy and filled with joy.
But the thing is, when I pet the lions in Thailand, their teeth are so big. They're like the size of a banana, each one. And
it's interesting. Like, how did these tourists not get afraid? Like, I know they want to pet the lion and everything, but being that the lion is a wild lion, like running around,
that's its home out there. Yeah.
Like think that the lion wouldn't snap and just snap your head off?
Yeah, is that on your bucket list of items to go to Africa and ride around and look at the wild animals?
I would love. I mean, I would love that. I would love to actually pet a real lion someday. I've actually never done that before. Have you? You did?
Yeah. This was the sad part about when you go to a lot of these countries, like especially if it's a tourist thing. I think this thing was called like Lion Country or something. You go in and there's a bunch of them, and you pay by it was ridiculous. You pay by the size of the animal you're going to be petting.
That's stupid.
Yeah, but it's also Thailand where nothing really costs that much anyway. So you're like, screw it, I'll go with the big one.
I mean, I've always, I don't travel very often because I run a rescue, and so I can't really get out of the house or out of where I have my cats. So, but if I did, I would always research the place before you go and just pet these creatures, because you don't know how badly they're being taken care of for money.
Well, yeah, and they are absolutely numbed up somehow, some way.
You mean like drugged?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way you have 10 or more lions, and there's a lot of people there. I mean, there's a line to get in, and it's got all the cheesy photos and all that stuff.
So if you do travel, I highly suggest, like the elephants, you can research like a rescue or a place that you can watch them, you can feed them, maybe pet them, but they're rescued from circuses or from abuse, and go that way. It's the more humane way, because just giving money to people that, put animals out there for you to pet that aren't being well taken care of is
It was pretty cool, though.
No.
That's pretty cool.
Fired.
There was this one, and again, it's so typical third world, but there's one in a cage, and we're like, well, why is it in a cage by itself? And like, oh, he bit somebody.
Oh my God.
Like,
with good reason.
Yeah, but it's not like a cat bites you. It's like a big cat, like chomps you is more like it.
Lions should bite the people if they're not nice to them.
Yeah, I got this ridiculous picture where I'm laying on the ground with this thing, and it's a video, and it moves. I shot through the roof of this cage. I'm like,
You're
crazy.
like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Well, they're big, giant creatures.
Oh, yes, they are.
They probably sensed you were a Leo, so they didn't want to hurt you.
That must have been. It checked my ID, so I was solid as soon as I got in there. I was checking passports.
Us
so.
Leos.
We're good.
We all get along with the felines.
Yeah, exactly. And on our Why Cats Do What They Do segment of the podcast today, why do cats need, what do they call it? Make bread?
Making the biscuits.
You're making the biscuits. There's a lot of terms for it.
Yeah. Cats do this kneading motion,
which is so awesome.
On your, they do it on blankets. They do it on pillows. They do it on other things. What I don't like when they do it is on my stomach because it makes me feel like I need to go on a diet.
Mine's done that. I have a black cat that does that multiple times a night.
Yeah, it makes me think, wait, is my stomach so doughy that you're doing this
That's
right now?
exactly what I thought. And yes, that is the case.
It's I'm like,
I'll fess up.
I like literally like do extra sit-ups that next day from like my cat body shaming me.
Cat minder there.
Cat body shaming. Oh my God. So cats actually will knead with their claws sometimes in, or sometimes they knead with their claws out. And when they do that, it's pretty painful if it's on you.
So what's the why, though? Because it's like mine does it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I really need to trim his nails. So that's all
it's like, it's like they want to grasp onto your skin.
Oh,
and
they're
kind
clinging.
of keep you there.
It's a dominance thing, is it not?
Dominance.
Yeah, I mean, when they're standing on top of you, that goes back in thousands of years, I'm sure, to, hereditary, what have you.
Yeah.
But, it hurts.
It does. It does really hurt, but they also, love it so much that you want them to be happy because they'll drool, they'll purr, they'll have such a fun time kneading on you, and it just makes the kitty so comfortable that they actually become almost drunk doing it.
Yeah, and so the reasoning behind where did it all? Why? What does it mean? I mean, it has to do with the mother or something when they're milking?
So the mother, like when they are born and they milk on their mother, they each get a teat, all the kittens, and they basically need to make the milk flow come out of the teat.
Okay, I thought I've heard that.
Basically, it helps the milk like properly come out.
Huh.
It's interesting because babies don't do that. Babies don't which is weird,
but
right?
then again, it takes a child a year or more to go to the toilet, and a cat it takes that's 2 hours.
Yeah, it's true. Well, after they become weaned
I understand.
and everything.
I understand what I'm saying.
But yeah, no, it's very interesting, and also there's a myth that it's also to put like cats in the wild and stuff, like they pat the grass down to make a comfortable bed, so they need the grass down like big cats, like tigers and lions.
That's a real thing, or
and there's an ancestor that does that.
I never heard that one.
That's one of the things that I read up on that. But they also like to keep things soft and fluffy if they're going to give birth in that area, so they'll need that area.
Does it feel good on their?
Yeah, it feels good on their paws, and
also
it releases like a pheromone kind of thing in their hands.
Okay,
and
there you go.
Makes your scent. So they're also, when they do it to you or they're putting their scent there as well.
It's no wonder that people are allergic to cats. They're putting scents on there.
Yeah, they're putting
there's all this
scents.
stuff going on, like they rub your leg. Oh, he likes me. No, it's marking territory.
Now, yeah, if you don't want your kitty to do this, if it's hurting you too much or bothers you, you can always distract them with a treat or a toy. And also, female cats will knead before they go and heat, so make sure you always spay and neuter your kitties.
They do it right as a precursor to that?
Yeah,
interesting.
So they'll do that too, and then that's when the males come and they know, ooh, they need me.
Bring
they
all the
need
boys
me
to the
bad.
yard, huh? That's good.
But yeah,
I get it.
so It's such a, I like it. I think it's sweet.
It's a cat thing. It's a fun cat thing.
Yeah, well, my cats, actually I have 2 kitties that really do crazy jobs of it. Harlequin, my one girl, she has a suckling thing where she will knead me and then suckle on all my clothes, and I can't get her to stop.
Yeah.
I can't get her to stop. She'll just do it. But she sticks her claws out and like gets my body,
like,
so I have to keep them really short.
Yeah.
And then my other kitty, Monsieur, he will just put his lips on a blankie and do it, but just touch his lips ever so lightly on the blankie, and it's like he's just kissing the blankie.
It's like super cute.
It's really sweet that
Gotcha.
he does that too. So they both are very big. And you know, there was a myth. My brain went into like, there was a myth about about cats that were weaned to from their mom too soon, that they would suckle or they would do this, which is not true, because Monsieur Meow was on his mother until he was 3 months old, and then I took him. So I believe that's complete myth.
Okay.
A meowth.
Okay, cat myth buster over here.
Yeah.
We got that down.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's all the reasons why they do cute cat things,
They're
right?
needing. They need you.
That's very cute. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sounds good. And watch out for those open air cats jumping in on you next time you're driving around the big cats, or even the small cats for that matter.
Yeah.
But, and that's it for our Hollywood Cats podcast. Holly, where can they find a little bit more about what you got and your cat rescue and your you and all that other stuff?
Well, LA Cat Club on Facebook and Instagram, the LA Cat Club on Twitter, thecatclub.org is my website. Come check me out.
All right, until next time, that is a wrap on this Hollywood Cats podcast.
From Hollywood, you've been listening to Hollywood Cats, stories and facts about cats. Be sure to join us next time for more with Holly and Mark. And don't forget our website, HollywoodCats.com. That's Hollywood and cats ending in Z. HollywoodCats.com. And thanks for joining us on Hollywood Cats.